Hello class, this is chapter 1-8b, division with integers. The first part of division with integer lesson deals with what do we do with numbers that have the same signs. Now remember that that's also called like signs. If I take a negative 12 and divide by negative 6, I'm going to get positive 2. If I take positive 64 and divide by positive 8, my answer will be 8. My quotient will be 8. In example C, negative 84 divided by negative 7 is positive 12. 65 divided by 5 is going to be 13. Negative 36 divided by negative 36 has a quotient of 4, and 10 divided by 2 has a quotient of 5. What do you notice? I hope you notice, that the division rules are going to be pretty similar to the multiplication rules. If I have same signs or like signs, my quotient is going to be positive. The quotient of two integers with the same or like signs is positive. If I take a positive number and divide by a positive number, my answer is going to be positive. However, if I take a negative number divided by a negative number, my answer will also be positive. So you'll notice, hopefully, that these rules are somewhat similar to the multiplication rules. Same signs are positive when I multiply and when I divide. Let's look at what happens with unlike signs. Now, if you recall, that means different signs. If I take a positive 16 and divide by negative 2, my answer is going to be a negative 8. Negative 81 divided by 9 is negative 9. 72 divided by negative 6 is negative 12. Negative 4 divided by 7, or excuse me, negative 14 divided by 2 is going to be negative 7. 100 divided by negative 5 is going to be negative 20. And negative 21 divided by 3 is negative 7. What do you notice? The quotient of two integers with different or unlike signs is negative. So for division, if I take a positive number and divide by a negative number, my answer, quotient, will be negative. If I take a negative integer and divide by a positive integer, my quotient will also be negative. One of the applications of this will be with estimating. The estimation strategy used here is a rounding strategy when it comes to multiplication, if you recall. So if I take a negative 62 times 47, I'm going to round to the nearest tens, since both of my numbers have a place value of tens as well as ones. We usually go to the place value farthest to the left. Negative 62 is going to be rounded to negative 60, and 47 is going to be rounded to 50. Now, if you recall, negative times positive is a negative because they're unlike or different signs. 5 times 6 is 30, and then I have 2 more zeros, so my answer is 3,000. I'm going to go to C instead of going to B. 89 is going to round to 90, and 61 will round to 60. 5 times 4 is 5 times this 4 is 54, and then I have 2 zeros, so I'm going to get 5,400. If you want to put in commas, I would appreciate that. If you recall, when we estimate with division, we always start with the divisor. Negative 73 is going to be negative 70. Now, we have to think about multiples of 70 that are going to be close to the 628. And a shortcut is to think about multiples of 7. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 48, that's wrong, 42, 49, there we go, 49, 56, 63, or 70. 628 is going to be pretty close to that 63. So I'm going to change 628 to 630. I have a positive times a negative, so my answer is going to be negative. And 630 divided by negative 70 is going to give me an answer of negative 9. That negative sign's hard to see. Let me rewrite that. Equals negative 9. I usually tell students that you can kind of do a shortcut. You can, as long as you have zeros, that means you can reduce both numbers by 10. So if I slash off that 0 and slash off that 0, I'm going to end up with 63 divided by negative 7, which is an easier problem to do. And that's actually a bit of a shortcut. Okay, let's look at D. I'm going to have negative 60. I need a number that's very close to 538 that's going to be a multiple of 60, or I can look at this and say, okay, 53 is the number formed by the hundreds and the tens here. Is there a multiple of 6 that's close to 53? And the truth is, yes, 54. So I'm going to change 538 to 540. Now again, I can cross off these zeros because I can reduce both numbers by 10. As long as I reduce both numbers by the same power of 10, this will work. And my answer is going to be negative 9 as well. And that concludes lesson 1-8B. Catch you next time.